Facebook.
It's live now. We're live.
We are live. Woohoo! Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Elemental Essentials, the series where we help you get connected to your earth-based practice. We're your hosts, Karen and Jess, so you can tell by our lovely names at the bottom. We want to welcome you and ask that you continue to join us throughout every episode because we're going to be discussing so many topics.
And they build on top of each other.
Exactly. It's a progression. Today we're going to be discussing spiritual hygiene, which is basically cleansing your space, yourself, your tools, which we will get into more detail in further videos, and opening and closing circle, which is super important. We cannot stress enough the importance of opening and closing your circle. First off, opening
it's my one non-negotiable. Like this protocol, you can do it however feels right, but it's my one non-negotiable. It has to be in your practice somehow.
Yes. Opening circle is how you protect what it is that you're doing, the ritual you're performing, the spell you're creating, the intentions you're setting. And then, of course, closing circle is just as important because if you don't close circle, you're not releasing all of the spirit guides and archangels and gods and goddesses that you called in to help you with your work. And, you know, maybe sometimes they might knock stuff off your shelves if you don't close circle and let them go.
They definitely let you know. Like if you hold them in space and they're like, what the hell are we doing here? They will tell you, like, okay, we gotta go. We're always here, we're limitless beings, but we gotta focus our energy elsewhere too.
Yeah. Exactly. So
where do we want to start? Oh my goodness. Smudging, maybe?
Sure. Talk about cleansing and let's smudge our space.
So the beauty of this practice is that you get to work through it with us. We're going to do it here as we speak about it. We've got resources here available. I have all my tools here to show y'all how this goes down and give you options too. I like to give options because we're not the same. Things work for different people, different things, right? So, like I said before, this kind of stuff is a non-negotiable, but you do it however feels right to you. So we are going to smudge, and we're going to be using sage. So this is a sage bundle. Mm-hmm. I have another tip for you. If you take it apart, you get little pieces like this, and you make your bundle go a long way. Because they can cost anywhere between like $5 to $10 a bundle. So you want to stretch your dollar? Just take it apart, and you have like a whole jar of sage. So that's what we're going to be using, this stick here. Another option is Palo Santo. It's the holy wood. It smells so good too. It doesn't stay lit as well as, oops, I almost lost my sphere. It doesn't stay as lit as sage, but if you have a trusty little torch, it works great.
Like the rest of us.
Right? So you get
all about the torch.
Right. There's also selenite. This is my selenite wand. So you can use this as well to cleanse your space and help you create your circle. And other sacred herbs like, really anything. Lavender, frankincense.
Yeah. Not everybody's going to like the smell of sage. So if you don't worry about it.
And not everyone can handle the smoke, right? So I've also got, like, other than the selenite, I have smokeless options too. So there's different sprays you can get. This is my Master Healer Mist from Sage Goddess, and I just spray myself in the space. Mm-hmm.
You can also
And it's
create your own if
softer.
you look into some essential oils and things like that. So,
Absolutely. Another way is salt. So you can grab salt and just throw it up in the air,
yeah,
cleanse your space. You can also
and it's
seal
called
off
a local
different.
protector. So it's good
Yes,
for your circle.
absolutely.
Mandy's
So let's.
asking, where can we purchase the tools?
Ooh, I love this. So don't hate me, y'all, but Amazon is one of your greatest friends, okay?
Yep.
But if you want to shop locally, we are in the Kingston area. I'm in Lyndhurst, but so if you're in Kingston and the surrounding area, there's the Purple Door,
Mhm.
Hawk Moon, Modern Primitive, Very Sherry, the Magical Emporium. I love how I don't mention my store first.
Right?
Um, there's so many different, like if you want the in answer, send us a message, we'll give you more. So just magical stores, metaphysical stores. The dollar store is
Yeah.
also like my best friend. Candles, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tools we're going to be talking about. We
Mhm.
have specific episodes for specific tools, and we will be letting you guys know where you can buy that stuff. One place that is online that I have purchased some stuff from that I love
Etsy.
because they cleanse and put intention into, the things before they send them out. And that is Charm et Sortilage, which is in Montreal,
Mm,
and they
I
are
love that.
amazing.
There's so many cute shops now and online stores. Etsy, again, I should have said that first before Amazon. Etsy is probably your best bet for handmade witchy stuff from the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look for the Healing Fairy on Etsy. That's
Yes.
our girl Ellie. She is amazing. I mentioned her because Mandy knows her.
We also have a friend, Tanae, who makes beautiful witchy bath products as well.
I'm gonna be
There's
starting
so
a
many.
line of rollers
Yes.
to use and maybe some mists. We'll see.
Yeah. So, like, ask around. Typically, your witchy friends will have the answers, like where to get your stuff locally, and also they'll probably encourage you to make your own too. So don't be afraid to take it into your own hands. That is a craft in itself. That is working real big magic.
Mhm.
But before we can do all that, we need to smudge, and we need to smudge thoroughly. So
Yes.
let's do that. I've got a smudge prayer here from Athena Parakis' book of ritual and blessings and rituals. So let's do that. I've already lit the sage. See how much smoke you get off just this little piece? It
Yeah,
works so good.
it's crazy.
Okay, so here's the smudging prayer. So call your energy into present space and just be here with the medicine. Guardians of the plant and tree kingdoms, sacred medicines of the jungle floor, the outback, the desert, and the river's edge. We call upon all of our plant teachers to share your wisdom, blessings, and healing with us now. As we burn your herbs, resins, leaves, and limbs, we invite you to come into our space and release energies that are stuck or slow, freeing us to move and grow in alignment with our path, purpose, and vision. We thank you, plant teachers, for your wisdom and love. Amen, aho, and so it is.
Amen, aho, and so it is.
Oh,
Just so you guys know, you don't have to use that prayer. That's just one we're using for today. You can make up your own. You
I
can,
encourage it.
yes, absolutely encourage making your own stuff. That's how you incorporate it into your own practice. That's how you make it your own and make sure that it resonates with you, because that is the most important thing. Cannot stress it enough that the best thing about these new age, spiritual, earth based religions, however you want to say it, is that you can make it your own. You don't have to follow one set of traditions, one set of rules, or whatever the case may be. It's whatever feels right to you. So you are crazy encouraged to go out, find what resonates to yourself, get in touch with your creativity and create your own stuff. Don't use other people's unless it like 100% resonates with you and you're like, that is for me, then go ahead. But if not, do not feel bad about creating your own stuff.
Yeah, and don't be intimidated by that act either. If you're not there yet, you're not there yet. So you have the liberty to try different things, kind of like trying on different outfits, right? You want to see what fits. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to mess up. That's why you create this safe container, because this practice is all trial and error. So once you're doing it in a safe space, it's contained. Nothing's going to hurt you, or nothing negative will really come out of that as long as you have this safe container to practice in. So
yes,
yeah,
exactly. And it is a bit of trial and error, but that's a reason why we wanted to create this series, because sometimes people are scared to start practicing because they don't know where to start. They don't know how to do it because they've never done it before. And I know how that feels because that's how I felt. That's why I wrote my book. That's why Jess and I are doing this series now. So we can give you guys a stepping stone, give you examples of things, how Jess does it, how I do it. And then you can build from there. You can take a piece of mine and a piece of hers and then add your own twist to it. It doesn't matter.
So once you've cleansed, you call in protection of some kind usually. And we're going to elaborate on this in the next episode, I believe. But I need to mention it, obviously. So protecting yourself. We're going to cover more everyday practices in the next video. But for this one, I want to talk about in high magic. Okay, so that between the cleansing and creating your sacred space. All right. So this kind of comes in with tools that you're using as well. So I like to use crystals. This is kind of a dual purpose too, cleansing and protecting. My two favorites are black kyanite for cutting cords, like literally, like you've got cords everywhere, especially your hands. So just doing a cross or a star on your hand, and that's cutting the cords. Ooh, I like feel lighter in my hands, if that makes sense already. So you're cutting out that which is not your energy. And I'm going to call it pollution. It's polluting your vibe, okay? Another one of my favorites is tourmaline. This grounds you, this protects you. This also cuts the shit out of your auric field. See you later. Woo! Selenite's great for that too. Selenite is awesome because it doesn't hold energy. It's not positive or negative. It just cleanses.
It just cuts it away.
So that's something to be mindful of. And invoking like Merkaba protection. If you don't know what a Merkaba is, this is a Merkaba, the sacred geometry right here. A divine white light around you in like an egg shape or a circle, something very passive but very cleansing and protective.
And a lot of people use white light because it's pure and it's seen as like the light of the angels. But if for you a protection color is say blue or more gold or whatever color resonates with you for protection, use that because that's going to have the strongest impact for you.
Exactly. I used to use white light heavily, but now I've moved on to more like gold light. I really like working with golden light. And if you think about gold as the alchemical matter that it is. It's a conductor. It's soft. It's regal. It's got a really beautiful energy about it. So I encourage you to explore all the colors of the rainbow and using them in various different ways. They're always going to protect you, and the colors are also associated with archangels too. Like you mentioned blue, that's very protective. That's associated with Archangel Michael. He brings his sword in and he's like right? That kind of looked like a lightsaber, but whatever.
Don't worry, we're going to be talking about correspondences later
Oh,
as well.
yes.
So, we're going to even teach you how to work through a correspondence and what things correspond for you. So, instead of saying, like we just said, blue is Archangel Michael, it's very protective, you can say, well, blue to me represents sadness. So if I'm working on my depression or someone else's depression for them, I'm going to use the color blue. Or, yellow is the sun, green is money. You don't have to use those correspondences, but we'll get into that later.
So we've done our cleansing, we've done our protecting.
We are calling in circle.
Let's open it. Let's do it.
So
I'm going to give it up to you, girl. So let's talk about those funny words you got in your book that I had no idea of.
So this is one opportunity that I have to actually teach Jess something. Doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, because I practice more Wicca and Jess is shamanism.
I started with paganism. So. Yeah.
So some of the terms that I've come across, Jess doesn't know, such as Deosil. If you see this, it is spelled Deosil. And basically, when they tell you to do anything Deosil, it means go clockwise. Sometimes you may see the word sunwise in there. It means the same thing. It means whatever they want you to do, they want you to do it clockwise. And then the other word, which if you're seeing Deosil, you're probably going to see this one right after when they're telling you to close circle or whatever it is. And that is Widdershins. And Widdershins means counterclockwise. So when we open circle, we're going to go Deosil. Now, depending on what you like, some people start in the east, some people start with north. And then when you close it, whatever direction and stuff that you said last, that's where you're going to start. And you're going to go Widdershins or counterclockwise in the other direction to release.
I love that.
And I just want to mention, when opening circle, no matter how you do it, starting in the east, the north, calling in gods, goddesses, spirit guides, whatever you decide to do, make sure that you're calling in every direction. You're calling in the elements. So your north, east, south, and west, earth, air, fire, water. And then calling in animals that are associated with those directions, archangels, spirit guides. If you're working with a specific god or goddess, or you just want to work with the universe, call that energy in. If you're working on something that is maybe more masculine in energy, call in some masculine energy, feminine energy, if you need more of that, whatever it may be. When you're calling in the directions and opening circle, this is the time to call in all of those things that are going to aid you in whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah. there's going to be slight differences in what you call in and what you associate as correspondences, and that's okay too. I just want to, because I was just looking at the book and I was like, oh, right, I used to do it this way, and now the way I do it is slightly different.
Mhm.
And some people will mention certain archangels in different places, and that's okay. Just because it doesn't line up with the correspondence that worked for you does not mean it doesn't correspond.
Mhm.
These are limitless beings. I just wanted to mention that as well. There's no wrong way really to do it, I don't think. Like, I really don't think there's a wrong way. So yeah, be gentle with yourself through all
whatever
of this,
feels
guys.
right to you.
Yeah. So did
Because
you
Jess calls
do you want
it
to do it?
directions and archangels. I
Yeah.
actually believe there are watchtowers as
Ooh,
well
I
on
love
each
that.
direction. So I don't think you've ever heard me call in circle.
No.
So I call in the power of the watchtower of each direction as well. So it's pretty
That's cool. See, like, there's so many different things to do this. I just keep hitting my mic. I think the most fun way of doing, of putting together the calling and the directions or creating your circle would be to pull out a correspondence chart and be like, oh, wow, which one of these stick out for me, right?
Yeah.
So let's give an example. So we've cleansed our space. This one starts in the north, so I typically start in the east, but I'm just going to follow what this one says
I
here.
start in the north.
Right? See, these differences are so okay. Some people probably start in the south, right? Like, depending on the time of year too.
Yep.
Okay, so typically they expect you to face the direction that you are calling in, but that's also not necessary. Intention is everything, right? So if that serves you, do it. And if you don't know which way is north, don't stress yourself out.
Get a compass app on your phone. You can also directing the energy. So if you decide that you want to face the direction, you can also direct the energy as you call it in. You can use your finger, you can use an athame or a knife or selenite or an actual wand that you created. Again, tons of tools we're going to talk about later.
I like that you mentioned your finger, though, because this is literally like, you are your biggest magical tool.
Well, it's like the point of my book is to let people know you don't have to go out and buy or create tools. You can use the best tool that you were given, which is your body.
Yep. Okay, so let's do this. Call your energy into present moment. You can close your eyes, you can keep them open, you can use your hands to direct the energy, whatever feels right for you, but I am holding space. Let's do this. Okay, I cast the circle to protect us from all harm on any level. I charge this circle to draw all the necessary forces for my magic and block out all unwanted energies. I create a space beyond space and a time beyond time, a temple of perfect love and perfect trust, where the highest will is sovereign. To the north, I call upon the element of earth and the archangel Uriel, keeper of the earth mysteries and the treasures of the lands. Hail and welcome. To the east, I call upon the element of air and archangel Raphael, keeper of the healing mysteries and the sacred caduceus. Hail and welcome. To the south, I call upon the element of fire and the archangel Michael, keeper of the warrior mysteries and the flaming sword. Hail and welcome. To the west, I call upon the element of water and the archangel Gabriel, keeper of the heart mysteries and the sacred grail. Hail and welcome. I call upon the divine powers of the goddess, God, and great spirit, Mother, Father, Creator, to be present and guide this work. Hail and welcome. I use this oil to protect us from all harm on any level and to bless us in this work. So mote it be. In the name of the divine, we awaken the divine light within these substances to nourish not only our bodies, but our hearts, minds, and souls. Through consuming this sacrament, we awaken the divine spark within us. If you're drinking coffee or water, cheers. Or wine, I won't judge. We awaken the divine spark within us and fulfill our divine magical will for the highest good, harming none. We ask that all those called into this circle help us in healing and providing love for those who need it most. For the highest good of all, so mote it be. I changed some things here and there, but see, you kind of just make it work for you.
I mean, so now that we have open circle, we are protected.
Ooh, I just feel like a warm hug.
Activity can't get in, right? Because we are the intention of circle is to protect whatever we're doing from any trickster spirits or negative spirits or energies that just want to mess our stuff up.
Here's a PSA for you guys, okay? Because we're in a safe space, so I feel like I can share. There's this really toxic movement out there in the spirituality, new age vibe of only love and light.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. We are beings of love and light, but we're also human, and we're dealing with a lot of integration, and it's dark and it's messy and it's chaotic.
Yep.
So that's where these practices really come in handy, right? Protecting us when we're in our darkest hour. Yep. We are allowed to be there. Don't let anyone tell you don't let anyone rush your process, okay, with their love and light bullshit.
Yeah.
Obviously that's so important, but you need to integrate the whole self. Yeah. Where was I going with this? There was a point to this.
Keeping out negative energies.
Right. So don't let anyone tell you that there's no such thing as negative spirits. I was that person that really struggled with that. Oh no, there's no such thing. No, there is. There is. It's not the same way that we have come to know and learn it, like on horror movies and all that stuff. It's a little bit bigger of a concept than that. But just know that they do exist, and that this work that we're doing here really helps. It's really important. And I really learned that when I wasn't taking this part of the practice seriously.
Yeah.
So I just needed to share that little PSA with y'all.
So some of you heard what Jess read and are probably like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. It's intense. Maybe it seems a little too traditional with some of the wording. So just a couple things I want to mention.
I should read this one then.
Right? Yeah, some of them are very, very traditional.
I'll just give a little excerpt here so you know that I brought it back for us. Thou spirits of the air, sprightly sylphs, elementals of the east, we do call thee here to be with us, to aid in the magic which we shall perform, blessed be. Right? Which is beautiful and powerful, but not as modern as we need to be.
So for me, depending on where I am, sometimes I will actually light candles that correspond with each direction as I call them in. So like green for north because it's representative of earth, yellow for air in the east, red for fire in the south, and then blue for water in the west. Sometimes I don't have that. I will try and get something that represents each element sometimes. So a little bit of earth. A lot of people are like, how do you get air? Well, you can use a feather because they float in the air. They're on winged creatures.
Yeah.
Fire, I mean, that's pretty clear. Just don't burn anything down. And water. Don't go like torch crazy. So when I call in the directions, I actually add in a different one. So I do north, east, south, and west. Basically, hail and welcome to the watchtower of the north, the element of earth, spirit animals of the land, guardians of the planet, and protectors of the realm. I ask that you join me today in my ritual and keep me grounded to the earthly plane as I do my work.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'll just read through them all and then I do spirit at the end. So
Oh, yes.
next is the East. Hail and welcome to the Watchtower of the East, the element of air, spirit animals of the sky, guardians of the universe, and protectors of the world's beauty. I ask that you join me today in my ritual and keep me connected to my divine self and purpose as I do my work. Hail and welcome to the Watchtower of the South, the element of fire, spirit animal of the phoenix, guardians of passion and protectors of the light inside of us all. I ask you that you join me today in my ritual and keep me connected to my purpose and passion as I do my work. Hail and welcome to the Watchtower of the West, the element of water, spirit animals of the sea, guardians of the way things flow, and protectors of harmony. I ask that you join me today in my ritual and keep me balanced as I do my work. Hail and welcome to the Watchtower of Spirit. Welcome to the soul and energy centers that are of this human body and experience. I ask that you join me in my ritual to today to support the directions and bring them closer to me as they support me in my work today. So that's what I do. And that's just spirit is a little added one. It's like the fifth element. Some people say those are the five elements of the pentagram because each point of the five pointed star is an element, and spirit is the top
The
one
top one.
because it
Oh, I
helps
actually,
connect and bring them all together. So that's why I add it. Yeah, the pentagram. There we go. So that's
they
why
have the elements too.
nice. I like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, so I add that in. You don't have to. Again, it's up to you. If you want that version that I just said, you can find it in my book. Gonna plug that in here. In my
Yes.
along with a lot of other pertinent information. I do not, this is my sample copy, so this goes nowhere. I don't currently have any paper copies, but I am selling ebook copies for $10. And
It's
you
worth it, guys.
reach out to me and we will work out how to do the payment and get the book. But this book is like, I wrote it because this is the book I wish I would have had when I started. This is the information I would have wanted to know about. So the first part is an A to Z list, by all means, not exhaustive, but of some of the main components of a practice, and probably about three-quarters of them you already have at home, or you can craft them, or they're you. So you don't need to purchase if you can't. And then in the second half of the book, I talk about cleansing your space and yourself and your tools, which we talked about yourself. Today, we're going to talk about tools and other things in another episode. And then talking about grounding and shielding. Again, that's later in, actually, that's the next episode, grounding and shielding. I also talk about opening circle with that prayer that I have in it. And I talk about your book of shadows, which again is another topic that we will talk about. But it's all in this book. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing deal at $10 for the ebook. So hit me up. I will put a link in the comments. This link
Good.
is going to open up to a page. It's going to allow you to purchase my ebook. It's going to allow you to get in touch with Jess on her business page with her partner Leah at Crab and Moon. It's going to allow you to get in contact with me via Facebook, the YouTube channel, my website, all of these things. It is also going to have a link in there to a group that Jess and I and her business partner Leah, we all run. It's called the Roundtable with Spirit. This is a community that we are creating so that you guys have a safe space to come and learn. You can ask questions, you can share experiences. It is a safe space. You can, if you're just learning how to read cards and you're like, I'm adding this to my practice, but I don't really know, share pictures of your readings. We will read for you and tell you what our interpretation is.
Community is so important, especially when you're starting out. It's
Exactly.
really
And
important.
it's great to have a community of people that are on so many different paths.
Yes.
So you don't feel like you're in a group that is just specifically for this one certain thing.
You're not in a box when you
Yeah.
come to the round table.
Yeah.
So
And
I
we're
love that.
open to like talk about the things you're learning because you never know. Somebody else might be learning about it. Maybe somebody wanted to learn about it, but hasn't gotten the chance to get to it yet. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. Right. So tons of community in there, and we welcome all. Invite your friends, invite your family, anybody you want that is looking into a new spiritual path. Um, we're more than happy to have them join.
With that, we have created Circle. So we
Yeah.
are in this safe container. So let's do some magic.
Fine.
So I picked a card before. So I'll just inject that here now because this is like the perfect container for it.
Mhm.
So what I picked for us today, and whenever you see this video, you're coming back to the safe space. So
Yeah.
the medicine for you here is past life activation. I did a preview reading on the Crab and Moon story today. So if this part of the message doesn't resonate, maybe hop over to the Crab and Moon story and maybe what I said there will.
Yeah.
So basically what this card means today is that we're being called to tap into these gifts that we have been honing for lifetimes. Okay. The tricky thing about past lives is that we come into the current one with little to no remembering of it. So it's a process of a reawakening to it. So this might be why you're starting out on your path, because you're starting to wake up to the high magic that you were and practiced in a past life. Another meaning to this card is that these lost lands like Mu, Lemuria, or Atlantis, Avalon, they're calling to you. That high magic is calling to you. There's something to be learned from your lifetime there. So that could be accessed through the Akashic Records, a simple meditation, a simple guided meditation, even just being open to receiving the downloads, the messages, opening your eyes and your heart, the eye of your heart, to get the vision of what's going on around you. What are the animals saying to you? What are the numbers saying to you? Are you seeing numbers consecutively on the clock? Are you seeing 1111, right?
Mhm.
What is being said to you right now? So we are really being called to pay attention, look within so we can look out. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Okay, cool. If it doesn't make sense to you, well, maybe it will eventually.
I mean, it's like for me, that's like past lives in the sense of going back to basics, which is what
Yeah.
this is about. So, like,
Yes, I love
even
that.
if you're somebody that's been practicing for a long time, which pretty much all of us have, in regards to our past lives, it is always important that we come back to present, to center, and to the basics.
Yeah, I
Connect
don't care
with
how long you've been
nature.
practicing.
Yeah. Always need to connect with nature because what's going to happen sometimes is that as you practice the same thing that happens in our day to day lives, we continue to do the routine and the practices, and it becomes mundane. It becomes part of the little
Status quo.
yeah, this what we do. It's just part of the routine. We stop connecting connecting to what it means, what it represents. And so that's why we have to come back to basics so
I
that
love
we
that.
can remember there's a connection process to this. It's not just something you do because it's part of this or it's part of that or you were told to do it. It has purpose, it has reason, and it has connection. So that's what's important to remember with that card, I think.
Absolutely. And to layer on more to this card, this also talks about karma, bringing karma from past lives, right? So to do some magic here in this safe container that we've created, I want to offer you guys the cancel, clear, delete that I channeled. And I share this with so many, like everybody, the community. I shot down their throat. And then I even put it on our business cards, the Crab Moon business cards. So I'm going to read that out for you. If you want like a written copy, let me know. We will hook you up.
You can put it in the
But
comments.
yeah, I just feel like this is super important. Again, you can use words that resonate with you, but this is what I channeled from the Palladians. So it's called cancel, clear, delete. So I hereby state that all oaths, promises, and contracts made by my soul, past, present, future, are canceled, null, and void. I cut cords with Michael's sword to all and any and every attachment, past, present, future. I ask that my oversoul cancel, clear, and delete all oaths, promises, and contracts, being in accordance to cosmic law. I take back my power from every direction, replace it with love, and send it to Gaia to be transmuted into unconditional love and productive energy. I am now in equal alignment. I give and receive naturally with ease and grace. I call on health, wealth, and unconditional love for the benefit of all. Amen, aho, and so it is.
Amen, aho, and so it is.
It's powerful, but it's simple,
Beautiful.
and it's just let it all go.
Yeah. I shared it the other day in a reading I was doing. I was like, so this is what I'm getting. Here's this awesome prayer by my friend Jess.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Like I love prayer. This could be because of my background in Catholicism, but there's just something so powerful. Well, obviously as a witch, we know that words are spells. So it's just so powerful, and like the intention is just full of love usually. And I just think prayer is such a powerful way to manipulate the energies that you're working with.
Yeah, 100%.
Whew. So with that, we've done some big magic here already. We can close circle now because we're done our work. So take it away, Karen.
Hail and farewell, his spirit. I can't remember where I ended.
Just do what feels right in this moment.
Hail and farewell to the Watchtower of Spirit. I release the soul and energy that we've called into the circle today. And I thank you for your support in what we have practiced. I wish you well. Hail and farewell to the Watchtower of the West. I release you from your duties, and I thank you for your support today in my work. Hail and farewell to the Watchtower of the South. I release you of your duties and thank you for your support today in my work. Hail and farewell to the Watchtower of the East. I thank you for your support and release you today from our work. And hail and farewell to the Watchtower of the North. I release you from our work and thank you for your support during our work today.
Beautiful. I'm going to release the angels just because I called them in. So I feel responsible. So again, this is in the moment. So I guess I'm going to be going from east back to north here. They're calling me. Raphael, whew, thank you for your support today. Go if, sorry. I don't want to release Archangel Raphael. I love the energy so much. Oh, God. Stay if you will. Go if you must. Someone's in a good mood today. Jeez. Okay. Guardians of the South, thank you, Archangel Michael. Stay if you will. Go if you must. Direction of West, Archangel Gabriel. Stay if you will. Go if you must. And to the north, Uriel. Stay if you will. Go if you must. Amen, aho, and so it is. Amen. The reason why I say amen, aho, and so it is because one, my main teacher says that, and she beautifully integrates her Christian background, Christian Catholic background, her shamanism practice, which is the aho, a nod to the native and Aboriginal communities, and so it is being. That's witchcraft at its finest. So it is. Or blessed be, right?
Blessed be, so mote it be.
So mote it be. Yeah. I say so mote it be a lot when I'm actually doing like spell work. That one comes out of me quite frequently.
And if you remember the Hermetic principles, one of those is as above, so below. And you can use that as well. So when you're finishing a ritual, you can say, as it is above, so it is below, so that everything meshes together.
Mm-hmm. I think what I really want to show our audience here is to not be intimidated by this stuff. Yeah. Like, as you can see, like Karen and I both stumbled through the last part, and it's okay. Like, it's intention. Have fun. Like, nothing needs to be perfect. Yeah. The gods and goddesses are not like waiting for you to mess up. That's not what this is about. So
yeah, that's not what this is. I feel like sometimes when we come from those Christian backgrounds or like the Western religions, you can have that in you, that perfection. Like, it needs to be memorized perfectly and you have to say it exactly right. That is not at all what these earth-based practices are about. Mm-hmm. They are about flow and doing what feels right with you in the moment, which means sometimes you're gonna stumble. Right.
And get ready for the future ministry. That is what Jess will be teaching, because the Christianity that I know and love also flows. So we need to change that Western perfectionism mindset here. So just wait. It's coming at you, and it's going to be coming at you fast.
Yes. I think the final thing that I want to say today is please remember not to get overwhelmed. There are now a lot of books out there about a lot of different things. Don't feel like just because you started reading one, you have to finish it, because like I said, this is all about flow. So sometimes you're going to start a book and then you're going to be like feeling drawn to start reading about something else. Well, what that means is that you've currently learned what you need to from that one to continue on. So now you can read something else. I also don't want you to think that, you know, one person's book is law, because there are a lot of different books out there. Like Jess read from Ascension Magic today.
I read from 3 different books.
I read from mine. She read from...
Let's do the resources.
Grimoire. So the Grimoire of Shadows. Jess read from that one. That one's witchcraft.
Yeah, it's witchcraft, paganism, and magic.
There you go. She read from Blessings and Rituals, the Book of Blessings and Rituals by Athena, Sage Goddess.
I love her.
And she read from Ascension Magic, which, as you could tell, is a really thick book.
It's awesome.
I read from my own book. There are other ones out there like There's someone named Raven Whiteclaw or Raven Silverwolf. There's Scott Cunningham. These are more Wicca related books, but there are so many books out there, and a lot of them will talk about opening a circle, creating sacred space, all these different things that we're talking to you about. Don't feel like you have to follow Scott Cunningham or Raymond Buckland because somebody told you he was amazing. Read the information, find what resonates with you, and do that. You do not need to be overwhelmed with this. It is about being in flow, being in creativity, and just going with it, having fun, figuring out who you are within your practice.
Beautiful. I'm not even going to touch that. That was awesome. I can't believe this is like our longest episode yet. We're at like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I knew that was going to be the case because this is one of my favorite topics. So
till we get down to talking about the Ascendant Masters and the myths and legends. There are some crazy topics coming up that are just we may even have to split some of them into like 2 videos.
Oh God, yeah. Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. I can't see the comments, but I know y'all are there. So thank you, loves.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on our 3rd episode of Elemental Essentials. There will be another one coming to you this week that is going to be grounding and shielding. And then next week, we're talking about Letha, Midsummer, because Midsummer is happening June 21st. So we want to make sure that you guys are prepared. We are going to give you simple rituals, crafts, information, and some correspondences that you can work with to start your practice. So you already know how to open circles. So on Midsummer, you can do that. And then you can do this ritual because, like I said in the beginning, in the welcome video, we want you not to just read the information or get the information. We want to give you practical steps that you can actually go out and do and start your practice. Because one thing that is going to ruin your spiritual practice is not actually practicing. So we don't want you to get caught up in the research and just reading books. So we are going to give you practical information so that you can go and practice.
And actually integrate what it is that you're reading and learning about, how that takes place in the real world, not just within that safe container too. We got you. We got you.
Yes. So Mandy just says, this has been very informative for me.
That's awesome.
Want to get in touch with my intuitive side as well. So this is great. I am not sure how to start.
Well, we're giving you the building blocks, girlfriend. Right. The basics are so important, so you can then just go off and be your gypsy witchy self.
And I think intuition is one of our topics that we're going to be talking about as well. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We truly appreciate each and every one of you.
Namaste. I see you guys. I see you.
Sending healing vibes because we all need that. And we will see you in our next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.